Alright, so this video is going to be a tool haul video. Yesterday, which was the 15th of November, I attended the North of England Woodworking Tool Show, which was at Harrogate. And I came away from there with a very nice little tool haul. But what did I buy? And how much did I spend? Well, keep watching to find out. Plus there was some bonus footage that I took at the saw stop stand and also of Katie Armstrong, one of the wood turners, who was doing demonstration there. First up, and this is in no particular order of purchase and price, I bought the Hesai HP 1012 Japanese soft-faced 250 gram mallet. I bought this from the Charnwood stall for just £13. I have been wanting to buy a soft head mallet for quite some time, and I saw this within about 10 minutes of leaving the show. It wasn't the last thing I bought, obviously it wasn't the first thing, so I had to buy it. Obviously, as we can see, the label hasn't come off quite cleanly, so I'm going to have to use my heat gun at a later point to remove that. The mallet itself feels nice and solid, can't wait to use it. Not really tools you can use, I suppose, but when I seen them I had to buy them, and it was just basically a set of key rings. There was one that had a set of pliers, another one a hammer, £3 each, or buy two for a fiver. Not bad. Right, next up was the micro jig gripper, and with it I also got a free thin strip attachment. Total price was £72, and I bought that from a company called Tomarco, which is the tool marketing company. Now, I've heard a lot of good things about this gripper itself with a table saw. It was something I've been wanting to look into for a while. It was there, I had to buy it. So let's take a closer look at what I've actually bought. So first up is the RIP 1/8 inch thin strips. I'll have to work out what that is in millimeters. I like that, how the instructions are all in there. I'll have to go through that. I know a lot of people don't like reading instructions and they just throw them away, but you've got to have them there for reference. Okay, so there you go. I have actually assembled it, ready for its first use. Next up, Bessie ratchet clamps, and I bought these from Roland Tools for £60 for the pair. Now, I bought these to go into my T-tracks to hold bits of work down. I didn't check if they would fit in the T-tracks. I just bought them hoping they would. I have got my hand carving board, which has got the dog holes in, and I can always use them on there. Next up is the Glowforce lamp set for £87.50. I think looking at the website, this is classed as their Flexi X. Now, if you've heard of Glowforce before, or if you're wondering where have you heard it from, I know that Jonah Sean from Shadow Foam had them on part of his video when he was at Maker Central this year, and the inventor Guy Carver, he had a good long chat with him, told him all about it. He did the exact same for myself when he was showing us what it was all about. Now, the reason I've got this is for the pillar draw, because when I'm filming over there it's dark and I've got to take over this light, which is usually on this little tripod, and it can be awkward to set up. So let's take a look at what I've bought. See, it comes in a nice little bag. Let's open it. Guy told me that all of the lamps come with a stand, it's got quite a weight to it, and they come with these, I think he calls them the swan necks, gooseneck, and the goosenecks come in 3 different sizes. I've got the large and the small, and you can connect these onto each other, so that's what I've got. And they come with, you can buy them with different magnets. There's this one, which is so this one's a weak one. It's got a 40 kilogram pull force, and then the light, which is very well made. So it's USB charging. So I believe you can have it in there. Okay. Oh, right. That's quite powerful. So next up is the Les Thorne 1/4 inch spindle gouge for the lathe. Now, if you watched the last video where I turned some baubles for the Christmas tree, you'll see that I really struggled to do that because I didn't have a spindle gouge. Now I've got one. Very nice. Handle feels nice and sturdy. Probably just have to give it a bit of a clean. Not sure if they are sharp out of the, I was going to say out of the box, but it's out of a tube. But we'll soon find out. So I bought that for £48 from the Taylor's Murfield stall, who were selling on behalf of Les Thorne. And Les was also there doing a demonstration, which I caught a little bit of one of his, but I really went to see Katie Armstrong, who is one of the tutors at Taylor's Murfield. She does a lot of demonstrations up and down the country. I had a chat with her before she did any of the demonstrations yesterday about where I'm starting, and that I was thinking about booking a lesson through them for next year. And she says it's, even if I don't go to them, definitely recommend a lesson for anybody who's starting, or even somebody who's been doing it for years. I also bought another gouge with a lathe. This is from the old tool shop. It was for £25. So this was one of the older tools, maybe someone would call them antiques, that they have. And it's not just gouges, they have normal bench chisels, wood carving chisels or gouges, planes, fork shaves. And it's one of those stores where you can go there, go, I want this, this and this and this, and spend a lot of money without even realising, but you know you're buying old quality tools. This is my current bowl gouge from Axminster Tools. I am hoping that I guess that this was smaller. Certainly looks it. Let's compare the two. Yeah, it's a bit smaller in diameter. Don't know if you can see there, but it says, looks like it says TASP HSS. Next up, I visited the Rollins Tools, and they were just selling Pony Jorgensen clamps. I kept going back there. I was there about 3 or 4 times looking, not sure what I was going to get. But then I saw these hand screw clamps. They had this size and a larger size, and I thought, yeah, these, I can see me using this. Especially if there's something that's really small that I want to put in there and then cut on the bandsaw. So that was for £25. Before I get to the last couple of items, I'll put in a clip of when I visited the saw stop stand. I've been one in the past who has said, oh yeah, the table saws are overpriced, too expensive. They may have this finger saving technology, but how many times are you really going to need it? And I went to the stand, saw the quality of the table saws, but when I was there, they did a live demonstration of the technology. On their stand they had RADA, you may remember from Britain's Best Woodworker TV programme a few years ago, and more recently DIY SOS.
Okay, everyone ready?
Hope you enjoyed that. I've got to say that watching it on video is nothing like seeing it being done live in person, because it sends a shockwave through the floor when the mechanism is triggered. But as I said, well, 2 more items to go through, then we'll come to the total. These ones, I visited the Woodworkers workshop. It was basically one stall, but there was several different companies being represented. Woodpeckers, Bessie, Miles Craft I think it was, and also the Melbourne Tool Company. The first thing I saw that I wanted to get was a new digital caliper. Well, my current one was just one of those cheap ones off Amazon. Little screwdriver, little screws. Ooh, they might be for the battery compartment. Nice bit of information on the back. And it's already set in millimetres. Then I've got this just because it was only a few quid. I mean, I might one day have a need for it. I just think sometimes you've got to plan for the future. And their cost, well, actually wait for a bit, because I will put the total cost up on screen. What a nice little tool haul that is. And as you can see, finally the total I spent was £380.90. And I think when you consider everything that I've bought and the price of some of those items, it's well worth it. And before anybody criticises about how much I've spent as the amount, well, I did save up for quite a long time. So I'm happy with what I've bought. I can't wait to get to use them. And if you want to see the difference between these and what I got one time on Black Friday sale, then check out this video. As I always say, until the next time, gang canny man.